Peace, my family, and roll that to all. And those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time, welcome. This is your girl, the butterfly, and we about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all that good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right in that good night mind. How y'all feeling today? Hope you guys are keeping yourselves moving in your higher natures and most definitely cleansing the lows. I came on here today to share another clip from our Master Teacher's book called The Mind by Dr. Malachi. This right here will most definitely help you on this good journey within. So let's get to it. This is scroll 23. This is called About the Mind. 19 times 4 equals 76. The mind, love. The mind can neither perceive itself nor perceive another mind. If this were the case, there would be complete confusion of the knowledge, the memory of the different minds. The mind is but an instrument. All knowledge come from beyond it, from the mental. Knowledge itself comes through the self-cognition, which occurs when the mind is stilled. The explanations that the mind cannot perceive itself. The mind is stilled and allowed perception of itself through the right knowledge gained by itself is then also known by the mind. Then does the mind have full knowledge? Obviously, then it is not intellectualized or intellectualization, but meditation that brings self-knowledge. Mind, though filled with innumerable tendencies of desire, acts for the self, for they act in conjunction. The mind is directly associated with the self, so it acts for the self, while it is still full of worldly thoughts. Through discrimination, one can clearly understand that the soul and the mind are not the same. The world is full of avarice, hypocrisy, flattery, untruth, double-dealing, and selfishness. And through these, and those who profess to be friends are often one's greatest enemies. Beware of the self-proclaimed friends who come for money and other comforts. When circumstances are afloat, then disappear when the tide has turned. When the tide has turned. These fair-weather friends give their own brand of advice, waste precious time in useless chatter, and pull one off of the spiritual path down to their own level. Of course, most people do not like to think that this is true. Most would like to feel that their relationship is based on fear of being alone and desire for diversion. One should cut off connections that are not beneficial and trust only the inner voice that dwells in one's heart. Associate only with those whose aspirations for perfection are uplifting and encouraging. Useless talking and excessive debating should also be eliminated. Diary of the tongue wastes much energy that could be utilized for personal development. Too much talking makes a person restless, and like a tape recorder cannot record and play at the same time, a person cannot talk and learn at the same time. The wise speak only a few words, and then only when necessary, for by their very economically, for by their very economy, can't get it today. They will carry the most force. So let me repeat that. For by their very economic, for by their very economy, they will carry the most force. Silence can be observed for about 2 hours daily, in addition to the time spent in meditation. In order to be of the most practical value, silence, what is going on? Silence is the best practice at those times when there is most opportunity to talk. So let me read that. Silence is the best practice at those times when there is the most opportunity to talk. People of an intellectual nature are often probed to unnecessary decisions and controversies. A person who is unable to remain quiet easily becomes involved in heated debates, too many of which leads to hostility, enmity, and energy drain. When intellectual reasoning, which is normally considered only with investigation of the physical plane, is used for monophysical injury, it can lead the student to the threshold of intuition. Past this point, however, it is of no use. Let's rewind back. Past this point, however, it is of no use of transcendental matters, and are beyond the reach of reason. One must give up arguing and become silent and look within. Fault finding is likewise a most detrimental habit. The mind of the person who is always poking his or herself and her nose into the affairs of others is always outgoing and out of control. No one can be introspective when the mind is engaged in activities of this sort. Diligent application to spiritual practice allows no time for managing the affairs of others. Forget the shortcomings of other people and work toward improving yourself first. Life is precious and short. No one knows when it will be taken away. Every moment should be used for a much higher purpose than gossiping and judging others. Self-justification is another behavioral weakness to be overcome, along with associated with characteristics such as self-assertion and lying and dissimulation. Once these weaknesses become established in the framework of the personality, it is very difficult to eliminate them. For the ego never admits to its own faults. Remember that. One lie covers another, and endless assassination of vain attempts at self-justification. Improvements come quickly and rapidly only when one learns to readily admit his or her own faults, mistakes, and weaknesses. To have a petty mind is closely associated with backbiting and trying to pull down other people. All are caused by jealousy and ignorance. This can easily be combated and rectified by always rejoicing in the welfare of others. Mind your mind for the jewels of yourself. And that right there was the end of that scroll. So I thought I'd share. And again, that title was called About the Mind. So it's something to take a look at within yourself. Really think about, take a look within, and see if you can curdle yourself sharply in self-improvement and growth within yourself by learning how to move better with dealing with your mind. And let me just say, through time, it gets easier. So I just thought that I share this because, again, as we go along through this good journey by learning, the right knowledge and remembering and learning the world around you and how it all works within the mind, the brains, and the spiritual aspects, how it all is interconnected, and how to heal the body and take care of yourselves out here. It's very important to understand, how to heal yourself, because this is part of the transformation. So all of the videos that I put out are needed. This is a part of the transformation within transforming yourself. So it's very important and should be taken heed to, because all the information that our master teacher puts out is to help us all get to a place where the Most High wants us to be. It's real, family. So I just thought that I'd share, because this is real. This is not a game, and ultimately this will help you out along your way if you keep battling within and don't know how to maneuver and what direction to go. The Most High has given you the right knowledge so you can begin to understand, and for people that already know, and for people that don't, begin to understand how to move and then overstand and understand your true selves. So on that note, I'm going to leave it at that. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. And also, you can email me as well. And on that note, free our master teacher, Dr. Malachi York L. And it's all love, my family. Peace, shalom, and I love you all. And